Guys, I'm so sorry. You know what it is? I set a reminder for myself to get off Instagram after 10 minutes of use. I turned it off. That won't happen again, everybody. Okay, so rice water. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so I know there's lots of information going around, and I don't want to burst anyone's bubble, and I'm not telling people that, it's, I've, I haven't read any studies that prove that rice water works, and there is
Okay.
something called the placebo effect. So it's possible people are using it and they're seeing results,
Yeah.
because the
Yes.
mind is so powerful, right? But with that
Okay.
being said, what I was saying before we got disconnected, as hair loss practitioners, it's very important to us that we don't encourage our clients to put food on their hair, because
Oh.
food on your hair or on your scalp, food has different molecular structure
Oh.
than things that are actually formulated, like
Okay.
shampoos and conditioners and essential oils. Like those things are formulated with very small molecular structure, so they have the ability to penetrate, right?
Right.
Or to
I
get to
always,
or cover the hair shaft or whatever.
yeah.
Food particles, however, it can, depending on the condition of your scalp, it can cause further issues. It could, like, for
Oh.
example, you have fungal issues on the scalp, and you
Right.
go leaving food on your hair and not washing it out properly.
It, it's going to
It's
cause
yeah,
the
it's
same
not
kind
a
of
good
issues.
idea. Yeah.
Okay, we had another lady before we got booted off from my Instagram reminder. Jennifer was asking, what about castor oil?
Okay. So castor oil, and this may be debatable for a lot of people, but I'm giving you my opinion, my professional opinion.
Okay.
From what, because I've also studied cosmetic formulation, right? In order for me to come out with my product, right? I did a lot of studies in regards to understanding how to formulate cosmetic products. With that
Okay.
being said, studying the oils and understanding how the oils work and knowing which oil does what. Castor oil has a very, as we were just talking about molecular structure, castor oil has a very thick, large molecular structure,
Yeah,
right?
it's
And
heavy.
it's very thick, right? You know that by nature, right?
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, it does not have the ability to easily penetrate. So what it's actually doing, it's putting a shield over the scalp and or hair. So it's kind of like one thing I always tell people, your conditioner and your shampoo have two different uses, right? They have two different purposes. Your
Right.
hair needs something completely different than your scalp needs. Your hair needs to be protected, right? So something like
Yeah.
conditioner is going to coat the hair strands, right? So that when you
Yeah.
go brushing against anything, then it's not destroying the hair. The hair doesn't break as easily because it's putting like a film over the hair. Shampoo, on the other hand, is cleansing and removing. So shampoo is for the scalp, conditioner is for the hair, right? What you
Yeah.
don't want to do is mix those up. You don't want to use too much shampoo on your hair and dry your hair, especially
Dry the
very
hair
harsh
out.
shampoos, right?
Right.
And you don't want to put conditioner on the scalp because it's going to create a film over it. It's the same with the castor oil.
Yeah.
Using castor
Oh,
oil,
okay.
it's going to give the hair, it's going to cover the scalp. And if your scalp is already having problems, it's not going to work. And also what may happen with castor oil, why you see everyone raving about castor oil, it does have the ability, it's nice for the hair because it has the ability to thicken the hair
Yeah.
strands. So you may have, let's say you have 5 hair strands in a bald area
Oh,
and you start
okay.
using castor oil. It could thicken those 5 strands, giving you the illusion
Oh.
that the bald spot is being covered, but it's
So you're
actually
saying there's
causing more
no,
harm
but
to the
there's no
bald spot.
actual, like, it's helping things to push out from the scalp, like not at all.
No,
So all those
castor oil is not.
things for your eyebrows, lashes, that's
It
all
could
phony
thicken
baloney. Thicken.
those. So
Okay.
it's great for thickening. From my research that I've done in castor oil, it's great for thickening. But
Okay.
as far as penetrating, it's going to cover the scalp more so than penetrate it. So the
Okay.
properties of the castor oil are not going to be beneficial, and it could cause more clogging on the pores of the scalp.
That is scary because honestly, I've dumped castor oil on my scalp before. Like even all around here, when I was losing my hair, I was literally pouring castor oil all over the front of my hairline. Um, Julia also said, I heard Niele brand of rosemary oil works wonders on hair loss. So yeah, I guess like I feel like rosemary was kind of like a bit of a buzz that was out there. Now, for everybody that's joining us, I just want to introduce Sophia again. She is a certified trichologist. And one of the reasons why we met up and we wanted to have this Instagram live is because Sophia actually created her own line of a topical scalp, not hair, scalp treatment from a line called Fire Naturals. And can you tell us, so speaking on products and ingredients, what is it? I think you gave me.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I should have had it close.
I have it. I have it. This is it here. So it's the Moringa Scalp Tonic. And
oh, you got it right there. Great. Yeah, no problem. So the Moringa Scalp Tonic, basically, the reason I created this product, because I'm so passionate about helping people, especially who are having problems with their hair, because I myself struggle with hair loss. Like we've talked about this with hormonal traction, a combination of different stress, a combination of different things, right? And what I used was just using all natural ingredients and understanding and learning and, just studying. Yeah. So the product itself, it is basically, and it's all natural, right? So it's used, I'll show you how.
So I have been using this. I started using it this week. And I actually found I was only using one pump. Is that correct?
Yes, you can just use one depending on the area, the size of the area.
And then I was massaging it in like this into the front of my hair.
Exactly. That's exactly how you use it.
Perfect.
That's exactly how you use it. So just to explain what it is, so basically it just has high concentration of herbs and oils. We use something called anagain, which is a pea sprout extract, and it's been scientifically proven to improve hair growth. Specifically, so we have different cycles of hair growth, and this allows it to extend the growing phase of the hair growth cycle. So that's basically what this product does. Okay. Right?
Okay, so it actually doesn't feel greasy in my scalp. So is this supposed to be applied on how do you tell your customers to use this? On a damp scalp, or are you using it?
So you cleanse the scalp, you're going to cleanse it. And I like my clients to use most products on dry hair, right?
Oh, okay.
And that goes back to the issue with your daughter that we were talking about earlier, like leaving things damp, leaving your hair too damp, unless you're going to dry it after the fact, right? Like a quick blow dry, the roots especially, right? So with that being said, the way that you use it, so you're going to wash your hair, condition your hair, right? And remember, we shampoo the scalp and we condition the hair. So we don't want to put the conditioner in our scalp and rub it all, massaging the conditioner on the scalp, because the scalp and the conditioner are not friends. Right.
Again, you don't want to create that like heavy layer. Okay. Yeah.
The scalp loves the shampoo. So you're going to shampoo your scalp, right? And then you wash it out and you condition your hair, and then you blow dry your hair, or however you get your hair dry, right? And then once you have your scalp dry, especially, that's when you take the product, right? And then you're just going to put, I don't know if you could see, you're just going to pump the amount that you need, just a small amount.
So just one pump for anybody, depending on.
a little pump. You're just covering the area of the hair loss. You can do it directly on the scalp.
I do my entire scalp though.
Pardon?
Like I have it, I do my entire scalp. Like this is where I have most of my hair loss at the front. And but I put that everywhere, to be honest with you.
So I'm going to stop you there, because it's not bad for you to do it if you want your hair to thicken everywhere. But keep in mind, whenever you're doing any type of hair loss treatment, we like to focus on certain products and certain techniques in the areas that are thinner. Why? Because we want to make sure that you can see the difference. Right? Because if everything is thickening up at the same time, you're not going to notice that the thinner areas are growing in. So you want to work on the thinner areas first. So that's why we say on the instruction, you place it on the problem areas first, right? So you're going to use it on the problem areas. When you get to where you want and you're like, okay, I want everything to be equal now, then you can use it everywhere.
Now, you said techniques. I just wanted to share this with the people that are watching and let them know. You gave me, and I haven't opened it yet, I'm sorry, but you actually gave me a micro needle.
Roller.
This is a derma roller. Okay. So this can actually be used for hair loss as well?
Absolutely. Now, the only thing, and this is why it's so important, when you are experiencing hair loss, you want to get expert advice right away.
Okay.
Because the Derma Roller, I do offer the Derma Roller on financials.com, but one of the reasons we offer it is because the Derma Roller helps to have the product penetrate even more effectively, right? So it
would you
increases
derma
the
roll
efficacy.
first?
Yeah.
And
So
then
what
you
you would do,
put the product on.
exactly,
Okay.
right? Now, keep in mind, if you are experiencing, and it says all of that on the website too, if you're experiencing pain on the scalp, irritation, excess itching and burning and tingling and all of that, you don't want to derma roll, right? And you
Okay.
want to see a
What if somebody has
professional.
like psoriasis or something? Like, don't do it?
Yeah, and psoriasis, a lot of psoriasis, if you have psoriasis, you should be getting the right treatment. So you should be seeing a hair loss practitioner who who's experienced and understand how to deal with that information, because I deal with things holistically. So I know that, for example, you mentioned psoriasis, so I understand that there's more going on than something physical. There's something emotional, internal that's happening. Sometimes it's from trauma, it's from stress, right? So the way that I do my treatments in my hair loss clinic, I'm gonna focus on just your whole body. So I'm gonna be trying to figure out what's going on with you emotionally, right? I'm not a psychologist, right? But I do have the ability. There are certain techniques that you can use, certain modalities that can be used to help you, like even breathing techniques, for example.
Absolutely.
Right? Can also help you. Teaching you how to breathe better, can also help you to address your nervous system, and there are other techniques that can be used to help you to deal with that. So psoriasis sometimes is attached to, trauma and emotional stress.
A lot of illnesses, right? Like it can be attached to something that's manifesting in your body. We have another question from Rebecca. She's asking, can the Moringa tonic be used on eyebrows where your hair has been lost? So a lot of women, like I have thyroid issues, so I've lost a lot of hair. My best friend is the best microblader in Toronto, but she fixed my eyebrows. But I don't have any eyebrows anymore.
Best friend.
She's got me covered. So but I don't have any eyebrows, and I lost that when I was having issues with my thyroid. So I guess some people that, like a lot of people that use the castor oil and stuff, they would be looking for something they can use on sparse eyebrows, not on eyelashes, right? But what about on eyebrows?
Yeah, not on eyelashes for sure. Sure, you can use it on the eyebrows, but I always say if you are having any issues at all that's causing hair loss, whether it's your eyebrows, your hair, whatever, it's so important. And I beg of everyone, if you're experiencing any hair loss issues, contact a hair loss expert, whether it's your dermatologist or it's a trichologist or a holistic practitioner like myself. You want to get ahead of it, because it's so much what's happening. The hair loss is only the result. So like getting the product and using it, or putting the product in your eyebrow, it's good, and it will have, it can have some effect, positive effect.
Right.
But if you're still having the same internal issue, you may get no effect at all. So you want to, and it's so important. Health is so important. I don't know why sometimes it's so hard for us to take that step and deal with what's happening inside, because it's causing a lot of other issues. And if you don't fix it now, you're going to have 5-10 more problems in another 5-10 years. Nip it in the bud. Do it now.
Absolutely. I agree with you. And, just when it comes to, matters of taking care of yourself and your hair, I have so many women that come to me, and it's almost like the last resort. And they're like, Jules, my hair has completely fallen out. Like, what do I do? Like, they're distressed, they're upset. I just want to give everybody that's listening, listen, and Sophia, stop me if I'm wrong. I think, like she was saying earlier, if you're just tuning in, keeping the scalp in a healthy environment to optimize hair growth. So by using things that are really cleansing, you don't want to be using anything that's blocking. So no oils on the scalp, ladies. No castor oils, no coconut oils. Don't be putting those things directly on your scalp. You're going to want cleanse the scalp, to really almost like it would almost be like an exfoliation with the derma roller, like you were saying, like to kind of get the collagen going and everything boosted. And then you're going to apply the treatment to the scalp, and that's going to actually really help to boost the hair growth.
Yeah, that's correct. And like you said, so many women, you know, coming to us and their hair is falling out. And it's so important. We cannot stress enough that if your hair is falling out, you need to find out
Yeah.
why. Because there's so many reasons for hair loss.
Absolutely.
You know, we've talked about 3 or 4 since we've been on this live.
Yeah.
But there are tons of things that could be going on in the body.
Absolutely.
And if you don't address those root causes, then, you know, we see a lot of people getting sicker and sicker. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Sophia, thank you so much. Where can people, first quickly, before we're going to end off tonight, tell us what's in this and why it actually works as opposed to rosemary oil or some of the hair loss products that are on the market.
Yeah, so the Moringa Scalp Tonic, obviously it's called from its name off Moringa. So for those of you who don't know, that's also something I recommend a lot of people take, right?
It's really good. I take it. I started taking it.
Wonderful. Moringa, look it up. You can get it in capsule form. You can get it in powdered form. You can get it pretty much at any health food store.
What does it do internally?
So Moringa itself, it's known as the tree of life because it's so powerful. There are actually places in Africa where people are starving and they just use the Moringa powder to help combat starvation. So that's how powerful it is. It's filled with vitamin C, which is so essential, especially now with everything that's going around, right?
Yeah.
You need to have, it also contains iron, and a lot of us are iron deficient, right?
Yeah.
So there's, the Moringa is basically it's packed with nutrients, right?
Yeah,
so that's one of the ingredients. As I mentioned earlier, it also, the Moringa Scalp Tonic, this product also contains the pea sprout, the anagen pea sprout, which is scientifically proven to combat hair loss, right? As far as the ingredients, I'm just going to quickly go through them. So the main ingredients, of course, aloe vera. Aloe vera is used also to help to bring the penetration, to help penetrate other ingredients. So it's really good when you mix your aloe vera, even when you're drinking something and you want it to penetrate even more. Like aloe vera is a good carrier, so to speak, right? So this has aloe vera in it. It also has glycerin, which is going to help so that the hair isn't, the scalp isn't too dry, right? We have the moringa, which we've mentioned. We have neem in it. Neem is antifungal as well, right? Also a very powerful thing. It's bitter, but that's also something I suggest a lot of people take, you know. Of course, whatever I'm going to say, I'm going to first say, consult your doctor for anything that I'm talking. Talk to your doctor before you make any decisions, right? It has peppermint oil, which you know is going to stimulate the follicle. And you can feel it a little.
Yeah, it just feels really fresh.
And it has spearmint oil. Spearmint oil is also a stimulator, and spearmint oil is also good for the hormones, right? Because we're looking at different things that could be happening on the scalp, right? It has hydrolyzed soy protein, right, which is also going to help with just making it more moist, right? We understand the importance of protein in here, right? Your hair is made of protein, right? And then it also has quinoa, right? I don't know if you're familiar with quinoa. Yeah, it's also protein, right? And then we also have, just trying to see what else I'm missing. So yeah, so we have sunflower and coconut oil, right? And this is the way. So when we talked about not using oils on the scalp, as you were saying earlier, you are 100% correct. You have to use them in a way like this, where it's formulated so the right amounts are being used, instead of just using oil on its own. There's no carrier, nothing to help it penetrate, you know, and then you could just be clogging the pores. So
yeah, no, you wouldn't believe how many clients that have sat in my chair and I'm touching their hair and I'm like, what's in your hair? And they're like, oh, I use coconut oil. I'm like, no, no. Stop.
And it's the worst thing to use in the winter on your hair, because what does coconut oil do when it goes in the cold? It freezes up
and
and it dries out your
harden.
hair.
Yeah,
What happens to your hair when it gets dry? Dry hair breaks,
breaks.
right? So it's the
I actually
worst
had a
thing to be
client.
using.
I had a client a long time ago, and she was a natural brunette, and her hair, like when I say breaking off in chunks, I mean breaking off in chunks. And I could not figure out. I'm like, send me all the products you're using. Like, I'm looking, are you using too much protein? Or nothing? So after all that was said and done, she's like, oh, and by the way, I put coconut oil on my hair before I flat iron it to protect it.
Oh,
So I'm like,
my
oh
goodness.
my gosh, no. Like pretty much like literally the way I put coconut oil into a pan to cook an egg, that's what you're doing to your hair. You're fried, right?
Exactly.
I couldn't even believe that, like, there's so much misinformation out there. And that's why I wanted to bring together this Instagram Live with certified trichologists if people had questions about their hair or their scalp, because a lot of the times, you know, like even people have questions to me about Olaplex. Like there's a line out now for people that don't know what Olaplex is. It's a line that was designed to help, you know,
Yeah.
hair from breaking, but
Yeah.
people are actually suing the company now because of hair loss issues. Now, Olaplex has never done me wrong because I'm a professional and I know how to use
You
it,
know how
right?
to use it. So you're not
Right.
overusing it to the point where it destroys the hair shaft.
Exactly. So I love to set this up, and I love to have interviews with professionals because I really truly believe that education beyond like Sephora is really important, because if you're going in and you're picking up like the next like coconut oil, it can totally ruin your hair. So please, everybody, like, you can reach out to myself, you can reach out to Sophia if you have ever any questions about your scalp, hair growth, hair breakage. Please feel free. Add Sophia. Please follow me. We can answer these questions and help you with any hair loss problems that you might be having. And just, you know, I think you and I share a passion for, you know, this kind, like we both have had really, you know, traumatic hair loss. So we get it. And as women, like it's very like your hair is your crown, and
Yeah.
it's a very personal thing. So yeah, the education beyond Sephora. Yes, Jen. Well, it's, you know, a lot of people just don't know what they're selling there. So I don't want people to be buying the wrong type of products, right?
Absolutely. And just as you say that, as you mentioned, buying the wrong type, there's so many products on the market right now. I have to say that we have to be so careful of what we're putting in our scalp and on our skin even, because what we're not understanding is that whatever you put on the skin, it is going to absorb, and the scalp is just an extension of the skin. So you are absorbing a whole bunch of chemicals, and a lot of these hair products, they are packed with chemicals, and they're actually causing, there have been studies done to show that a lot of these products are causing hormonal issues, especially for women.
Mm,
So we have to be careful. And then what
yeah.
happens with, we have such a major issue with hormonal hair loss, you know? So
Oh
are
yeah.
the products playing a role? I think. So we have to be very careful with what we're using. So use holistic products, natural products. That's always the best way to go. And if you're using a product that is not all natural, then you want to make sure that you are being educated about the product, so you understand that
Yeah.
it's formulated in a way that it's not going to cause havoc to the scalp or the hair.
Absolutely. So Sophia, thank you so much.
You're
I
welcome.
learned so much. I honestly, I really, really appreciate you coming on here with me to talk. The moment I met you, I loved how much energy and how much information you had and how passionate you were about the hair and the scalp. And it, to me, like, I've been doing this for 25 years. So I'm not a hairdresser because of vanity. I actually love helping people.
Yeah.
So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all this wonderful, beautiful information that you've shared with us today. And I just ask if anybody has any other questions, please feel free to DM either one of us, and we can help you out
Thank
with
you
your journey.
for having me. And like
Thank
I said,
you.
when
I'm
I
so
met you,
sorry.
I love your energy.
I
You
like
know, you talk about
you
me being bubbly
too.
and passionate. We're so alike, and it's just been amazing. Thank you
Oh,
for
thank
having
you.
me
Thank you so
anytime.
much for joining me this evening. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem, Julia. Thank you.
All
Bye,
right.
everyone.
Have a
You can,
great
and just in
evening.
case anyone wants to know, you can reach me at firenaturals.com. I'm also available clinically at alopeciaandbeyond.com.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sophia.
No
Have a great
problem.
night,
Thank you, Julia.
everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.